Not that anyone's here, but if I can catch them. The green heron. I've seen them now. This is the second time. See if any of you actually watch this. I'm gonna leave them be now. I have to clear my throat. I apologize. I'm actually gonna put the device down. Clear my throat. I'm gonna go put my GoPro out by where those toads were squawking. I'll be back in a moment or two. Have a seat. Hopefully you don't fall over. This is gonna be another one of those lonely streams. Got the GoPro that sucks, and I hate it. Go for a little walk. Oh, I know there's no one here, but if you're watching this in the future, I'm gonna cough. I apologize again, but actually, that's a nicer view. Harder for me to see the screen this way, though. Is that the one about, What About the Boys? Because I'm eager to check that out. As someone who particularly considers myself a fringe male rights advocate, I should say. I hope your Sunday's going awesome. Yeah, it's one of the saddest tragedies of our generation or modern era. And Karen Strawhan, one of my favorite ladies on the entire world, talks about male disposability, and you should check out her video on that. But it's sad, and it's not one of the, I think the biggest thing that's missing in that conversation today is that it's not like males in general mind being beasts of burden and sacrificing for what we love and giving more and all of that for society. It's just we want to be recognized for doing that, not looked at as animals or patriarchal monsters and all of that nonsense. And in removing the social credit, so to speak, of that, now is stopping males from doing it entirely. Oh, there was a turtle. Dang it. Oh, man. He saw me all the way up here. Oh, before you do go, I'll show you why he saw me. I have my hat on, but you'll like this shirt. Get a good look at that. Man, that's a big boy too. Yeah, as soon as he saw me up here, he was gone. But I'm happy I never looked for the, I'll show you kind of right where. He was right there on the other side of the bank. And he saw me from all the way up here and was gone immediately. And he was big. But I'm going to go set my GoPro up right here. I'm going to leave it for an hour or so. That was something else. I love this sound so much. Cheers, man. I'll try to catch you if I go in. It's not. Sorry about that. What's going on, Rhode Island? Red-winged blackbird. Ninja's gone. He had to run and he moderates at several different channels and had an obligation to be at one. So he's basically banned forever. And actually what's cool is you see the mallards over there on the left hanging out. What is going on? And I do apologize. We talked about your name. Sorry, I'm chasing a butterfly or a moth. And I don't recall it, and I do apologize, but I think I said I'm awful at that. And I think I should remember it. That's what really bothers me. I'm thinking, but it's not. I'm thinking Sherry, but I don't think it is. I will openly talk about how not smart I am, so I apologize for that. I may go look for some snails in a moment. I don't know. I have no real agenda sharing. I apologize. So at least I was in the ballpark with the name. I'm not a complete dolt. I'm going to go see in a minute. But the green heron, who I have only seen 2 other times, was over where I normally hang out. But I'm trying to avoid it because I try not to disturb them. It's an red-winged blackbird right there. The neatest thing about these red-winged blackbirds, and it's very difficult to get on film, especially when you're not good at film and cameras like I am, but basically when they fly towards you and are gliding down, their wings, those orange things that you see, are very prominent. Sorry about that. Very prominent and displayed. It looks awesome. They're my favorite birds because they very much, more than any other bird, when I'm out here, announce that it's spring. Robins usually come first, as do cardinals and blue jays, but cardinals, blue jays, and robins have a tendency to stay up here all year. Some of them leave and some do not. But as far as I've seen, I've never seen one of those red-winged blackbirds outside of the spring and summer. So I know it's just that their particular song just reminds me of spring. And you know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, again, if you care about this stuff, it's one of these things I'm noticing. So they tend to also frequent watered areas like this, and you'll often see them. I want to try to get it filmed, but if you can see those reeds way off there in the center, they'll actually land on they'll land on those and just kind of hang there. You'll see the thing bobbing up and down, and they just hang out there and do their chirping like that guy's doing in the tree to my right. Oh, a couple of them now. But that's the blackbird right there. The other one's a sparrow, I believe. Just by way of me being out here so much and me being naturally curious, I'm starting to recognize bird calls and all of that. It's kind of neat. It's incredibly humid out because it's been raining most of the early part of the day. And now it's warming up. Saw that bird hopping up over there. So now it's all kind of getting pulled up. Let's go see if we can see that green heron without, as I say, spooking them. See if I can see him through here. Oh, yep, there he is. Can you see his profile against the water right in the middle of the screen? He's actually moving, I believe. That's a green heron. I'll try to get a better view in a moment, but again, I'm trying not to move too close and start scaring them. You can actually see more of the reflection of its face, and I see it's moving. That's incredible. So wild. Sorry about my old person shaky hands. That is an amazing camouflage, even as I try to look at them. I'm going to readjust here. Hold on one moment. It's a little better. One thing I'm going to start doing more is putting my GoPro out in the water right there and just leaving it. I've got some amazing footage of deer walking by, and one of the blue heron flew right over my GoPro. It's neat. Bird you hear kind of, I hope you can hear it. I'm not looking at the camera like adults. That's an American robin, and again, I start to associate these sounds with things in those American robin, that in that specific call, that is the first bird call you will hear in the morning here. I love it. Around 4 in the morning now, sometimes 3:30, depending on how warm it is. When I'm awake, they'll be chirping away at me. Oh man, and thank you, I appreciate that. I'm very bad at receiving compliments and often forget to actually say the thank you part. But there's two aspects of it. One, oh, wait, can I get it? No, I missed it. Oh, he was doing that, as I mentioned, he was flying perfectly, and I was zoomed in and couldn't get it. I apologize, that was such a bummer. But speaking of nature, there are motorcycles in the background. I call that suburbiance, by the way, in a lot of my videos, because you'll get this nature stuff, and then you'll get the occasional dog barking, garbage truck, or plane flying by. But there's two aspects of it. Health, mental, physical. I get inside and I get cooped up. I don't like it. Even when I go out and do things like shoot videos and I have to sit down and edit it, I don't like it. It's not healthy. And for me specifically, I'm a veteran. I have back issues, and it's not good for my back. Crow flying overhead. And it's not good mentally to be cooped up in a house all day. That's not what humans or animals in general were meant to do, and not how we're meant to be. But my biggest aspect of it is my daughters. I have my 3 daughters, and even my youngest daughter knows what a hypocrite is. I teach them that, and I ask them to hold me accountable to that, to let me know if I'm being a hypocrite. And one of the aspects of it is the fact that I would be a hypocrite to say, hey daughters, you guys all go outside, play, have fun, get out, get off your devices, get into nature, while I stay inside and do the exact opposite. And that's where I believe most parents fail. They tell, but they don't do, and they don't set the example. So again, that's just my opinion. And I mean, there's not, oh, there's a hawk, dang it. Where is it? Okay, I lost him in the tree. And thank you. It was the best decision I ever made. Just flat out. Not the easiest, and it didn't lead to everything being perfect by any means. But I now that I'm older, I can see where my life would have likely been, or ended up, had I not done that. I'm the kind of person who needed that discipline and hardening, so to speak. Try to see if I can get a shot of this guy without disturbing him. And this is why I was going to pull out my Canon, my actual camera, my camera, but it's on the verge of raining right now. It's been on the verge of raining all day. And like I mentioned, it rained earlier, which is why it's so humid. He is almost in the same spot. I'm hoping to see him strike. I haven't had a chance. Come on, bird, bird, bird. Show us about the bird. And really quick, off to the right in a moment, I'll show you. There's a mallard hanging out. There we are. Well, in one way, I'm sorry you have to work with veterans. I don't mean that negatively. I mean just that we exist in that capacity, that, you know, we need all that help after the fact. But thank you, because, wait. I hope you could catch that at least a little bit. I hope you could at least see that. If you weren't watching, just again, and I missed this bonehead. That's what I hate about this. Oh man. As soon as there's always something going on out here, and if I'm watching one thing, so much is happening somewhere else. Such a beautiful bird, oh my gosh. But what I was saying is, there are certain jobs, social workers, dealing with veterans, dealing with people who have, you know, I'm not going to chop it up, just mental issues, you know, whatever capacity it is. It takes a certain kind of person to knowingly wade into that and honestly help them, because it's tough. So thank you for that. I can only imagine the things you've had to see and, you know, hear and deal with. So thank you. Sorry about that. Sounds like they're getting their motorcycles out. I'm actually get a sip of water and take a walk with you. Oh, I just missed another one of those birds doing their thing, the blackbirds. I hope you got to see at least that one a little bit. But yeah, I'm gonna go, my camera's off in the distance up over the hill. my GoPro. I just had it sitting there trying to record the toad pool over there. I hope it's been warm enough because it's right on the cusp with the cloud cover where it's almost not warm enough for them to be active. It's right on the cusp. So I'm hoping it warms up a little more, or the sun peeks out a little more and they get more active. Let me see actually. See if I can put it up on this while I'm drinking my water. Drill instructor Staff Sergeant Sedano always used to say, hydrate or die. Sorry about that. What do you think, Sharon? Should I hang out here, relax? Should I try to go grab some snails? What do you think? My guys are doing amazing, and plus, trying to make sure I don't have any appointments Tuesday. I have to take my stupid leased vehicle in to get work on it, which is going to stink because the way the auto industry is here now. The way it used to work is if you had a vehicle leased and you turned it in to have them work on it, they would. Oh, there goes. Oh, I'm such a dolt. The green heron just flew by up into the tree. Hold on. Yeah. Look at him. He is beautiful. Come on, don't do this to me. Where are you? Did I miss you now? I think it already flew off. Oh, man. Maybe? If it flew off, I missed it, and I think it did. Where did you... Oh. There he goes. Oh, he's right over at my spot, right by my bridge. Now I gotta be careful over here. I really don't like to disturb them. That's a bummer. I was just gonna walk over there in a minute. And I forgot what we were even talking about before that. I know I'm gonna go get snails. But we were talking about something else. Well, I was prattling on about nothing. I was getting water. What else? What stinks is, again, I don't like to disturb them, and right where... I'll try to see if I can get it zoomed. Or not zoom, but... You can see the path is right... I don't know how well it comes up, but... Let me see, where's my finger? This path here, kind of right along the line of my finger that goes this way, is where I want to go, and he's right over by that concrete block. So do I go and risk disturbing him, or do I wait? In fact, what I could do is, like I was saying, in fact, that's what I was saying I was going to do. Go get my camera first. So let's do that. Let me know, in fact, do you want me to leave the camera here? Just kind of relax for a bit? And I'll be back, or do you want to go for a walk with me to get that camera? Let me know. I'll take a moment. I'm going to take another sip of water. What's funny is where he's at right now is the other spot I was going to put my GoPro before I went and put it in that toad pool over there. So it's just funny the way life works out. All right, let's go for a little walk. see really quick. Oh, don't do that. I have to do it this way. A couple mallards just hanging out, sleeping over there. Yeah, I'm talking about you. See, that blue jay just flew by too. Alright, let's go grab that. Okay, not the most beautiful of days, but wonderful, and I'm not going to complain about it. I have a rule that it basically, look at these little guys. I don't know if you can even see those little guys in there. I don't mind if it's rainy, and I don't mind if it's cold. I just don't like when it's rainy and cold. Simon and I were talking about these little sparrows. He was asking me to get them on film, but they're hard. They're small and they very rarely stay this still. Now he's not here to enjoy it. Yeah. In fact, I wanted to go see if we can... That's just a squirrel up there? Or is that a bird? But I want to see if we can... I've seen, what is it, one turtle today? Just that one when Ninja was here. I thought I saw another that was just a piece of wood. And it's similar to those toads. It's barely... It's right on the cusp of being a little too cool for them to come out. And there's, as you can see, not much sun for them to bask in. So I think they're just taking the day off. In fact, I want to... I don't think that one's a turtle. But... No, I don't see any. When the sun is actually out at this time, I love that view. One of my favorite things is the like a bumblebee flying right here. I'm fascinated by reflections like this. So sorry I got sidetracked, but you can see the embankment there when the sun's off to our left, as you see visually. It'll be reflecting and they'll be on that bank there. And it's nice for them because it slopes at about that grade the entire way. And it's not too steep, but basically giving them free, they can see most of the way, have free access to the water, lay out in the sun. It's nice for them. And I keep thinking, that's a turtle, but it's not. Yeah, Michigan's hit and miss. It's very temperamental, let's say, with its weather. In April alone, we had snow, 70-degree weather within like 2 days. It was... Sorry about that. I did not see you there, bird. Didn't want to make up its mind. Oh, there's the female. Sorry about that. Views like this are just awesome. If I can hold my camera straight. If there wasn't so much wind, and I apologize now that I say that because I know the wind comes out a little more distinctly on your end. But if the water was, or I'm sorry, if the wind were a little less so, these views are a lot nicer. I like when it's more or less a mirror image of what's above. Getting that 50-50 split, seeing the clouds up in the water or the sun. Kind of similar to, in fact, the thumbnail of this live stream, how I had it set up. I love that. Alright. Oh, these guys are some of my favorites. I think I forget if they're swifts or swallows. But these guys, they fly. I mean, they're bold. They'll fly a foot in front of me and behind me sometimes. It's wild. But what's really awesome is, hopefully I'm not getting you dizzy, they'll fly along the I mean literally, and especially when those days when you see lots of bugs, the kind of flying right above the water, they will just fly from end to end down these embankments, just like just grabbing up bugs. Here we go. And they're just fun. They look like they're always having fun. Oh, there we go. See, there's little dives. They're awesome. And that's also how I was reading up on them. They eat, obviously, bugs do that, but a lot of the water that they get, they gather the same way. You can watch them on certain days if you catch the angle right. You can see them fly, and the water will pool, do that little disturbed droplet looking thing where they grab their water like that. It's really awesome. And one thing I want to do, in fact, I don't do it enough. I mentioned putting out my GoPro. I need to come out here and do that, because I think if I were to put the camera right here, as you could kind of see those guys dive bombing, but I mean, I saw them. They'll dive bomb from around that far tree up kind of towards the left right now, the tall one, and just come all the way down here, and it's just crazy the way they do it. And again, it's one of those things where you just have to sit out here for a couple days and see nothing, and then you see something like that and you realize there's so much other stuff to look for. I want to actually, the turtle was up there to the left, and I just laughing because I'm not exactly in clothing that is hiding me. So again, if I'm not out here trying to actively, like, say, stalk or get animals on film that are visually going to see me, I'll wear clothing like this so people can see me. But the downside of that is animals can see me too if they're visually orientated, and they do that. Turtles see me from a long way with this on, so I'm trying to see if I can get a good view of that bank and see if he happens to be out again. And I can hear the toads. Let's see. Oh, comes a mallard. I don't see the turtle. He was right up on that embankment. Right. Let me see. He was up on there last time. I was very surprised at that. If you get bored again, go look on my channel, in that we have, like, some of the animals, and I'm getting there with more, but there's, oh, that's that squirrel. Craig of the Creek is a big old snapping turtle, so if you go to my videos and just look up either just turtle or, you know, Craig is that specific one. He's big, and I didn't realize how big what I call regular snapping turtles are here in Michigan. And I see him seasonally, and I generally notice him because of him specific. He has a U-shaped divot in his shell, almost like if he, let's say if he were, his shell were being inflated, there was like something resting on it, like a branch or a pipe, so it has a U-shaped divot in it. And I see him every year, and that's one of the things, like I see sliders out here, and that does surprise me. That I would have thought, just as I'm thinking it out, I guess it makes a little more sense in that they have to have good, decent vision enough, because the water's not always the best. But yeah, that did fascinate me. I was not really aware of that. We got Homie the blue heron, Craig of the Creek. I think that's about all the ones I named so far. Let's get to the mountaintop. Actually, let's turn you here. Look at this squirrel. Yep, busted. You're not slick, guy. Let me see. Trying to see down there. I'm not doing a good job. So to be clear, and this is what really surprised me, again, Ninja was here, and I had missed it, but where is it? He was right down in there on the other side of the embankment. But again, that's over 100 yards away. And as soon as I got up here, his head shot up. He looked at me, and I couldn't get the camera up before he was gone. So that's what, I mean, again, for context, I'm wearing my brightly colored stuff, but again, from here to there, that did surprise me very much, that he was peeping me out from over there. Very often you can see the tadpole eggs, and I don't see any yet. But I don't want to go too much. Oh look, someone left their GoPro. I'll snatch that up in a minute. I don't want to go too far in, so I don't step on anything and disturb the eggs. But normally I go in about 2 feet more maybe, and you can see just clusters of them, and I'm sure that will be happening soon. Sadly, that day is not today. Oh, my back. Before I pick my camera up, I'm going to do a little... In fact, I want to go see one other thing. Sorry. Looking at that, that's a deep impression, almost like a turtle or something would be hanging out here. Anyway, I don't know how well that even comes up. I can't see very well on the screen. It's still quite glary. I see a second victim is allegedly in the chat. If that is the case, hello anonymous person, I hope you are doing well. I want to do a scene like this very soon in this specific pool. In fact, one of the things I want to do is that the thumbnail that I had, as I keep mentioning, and it stood out to me when Ninja mentioned that it was a nice picture. I'm going to go set the GoPro up there and do that where I just set it up for an hour and have it film the sun kind of reflecting off of this pool. I think that's kind of neat in that if you look at the picture like this, that could, I won't want to say accurately, but kind of look like the tree and its root system. Anything? No, not yet. May need to warm up a little bit. And I don't know how long they take to the point that they're actually visible, which is again why I don't want to go around stomping in there, stepping on stuff and crushing little tadpole eggs. Or I should say tadpoles. Toad eggs. Let's see if there's... Give them a minute to go on their way. I was hoping to see a turtle, but some handsome looking mallards in their stead. I don't know how well you can hear me, but I'm just trying to quiet down. This day with the weather and that sound is, I could lay here in the grass and fall asleep. I hope you just got to see that swallow go by. Also, another one right there. Again, those guys are very bold. I confuse swallows and swifts, and I don't recall which one is which. So an interesting observation. Yesterday, when we were out here, they were out in the where you can see in the where you can see the water to the right. But now, and the reason I'm saying that is what I look for is the water disturbing around them as their throats kind of, gyrate. And I can't. And now that I'm listening, they're in this area here, which is flooded over but not as exposed as the water is here. So they're having more cover. Yesterday they were out in abundance. I think I filmed one and posted it. But again, I don't see the water moving, the surface water moving over there at all. You know, is it, and do you prefer my mom, my, I don't know, like, it's a mouthful. It's kind of like how people feel weird saying my sopods and more with me, and which is why I always recommend, by the way, Steve-O. But I want to get to Belle Isle. I haven't been there in any time that I can remember consciously anything that happened there. I think my family went once or twice growing up. I want to get back there and do filming. I almost think that those birds, again, the ones I can't recall if they're swift or swallows, but I swear it seems like they're showing off. And that's kind of the thing I like about them. I missed it because I had the thing zoomed in, but they just flew right over my shoulder. Oh man. Sorry, I almost just fell. Zoom out a little. Let's see. In fact, I apologize. I mentioned to Sharon a few moments ago, and I apologize if you can't hear me. I'm trying not to be too loud. But not tomorrow. I keep thinking today's Monday, but it's Sunday still. I have to take my car in for service, so I don't know if I'm going to have access. Well, I doubt I'm going to have access to a vehicle because they no longer really give rentals when they're doing service on leased vehicles. So basically I'm going to be without a vehicle until whatever day they actually get to fix my car. And that reminds me that I need to make sure I go grocery shopping on Monday to grab any last minute stuff I may need for the immediate few days, like produce and stuff that I normally buy fresh like that. And this just fell again. I've never been to, in fact, I'm going to be honest, I never heard of that tulip festival before this year. I don't know if you were in that conversation, and I don't remember exactly where it was, but I'm thinking it was in one of Wally Kern Supreme Gecko's chats where someone had mentioned that, and that was the first time I had heard it. It's one of those things I would love to do and will eventually. There's a robin off to the left, top left, if you guys can see, grabbing worms. Right there. But I'm gonna keep it there. And it's one thing I would love to do, but you know, I always laugh at the fact that since getting into the hobby and all of this, I never would have appreciated the tulip festival like I would right now in my life. Last year, for example, because again, I've only been doing isopods since around June of last year, so coming up on a year. I hope you got to see that swallow fly by, swift, whatever. But again, so if you would have asked me that last year, I would have laughed. Like, why would I go to a festival for flowers? And now I'm all like, I can't go. I'm mad because, you know, I don't have my vehicle and I can't go. It's just funny the way life can change like that. Can you guys see him? Can you guys see that frog? No worries, I hope you're having a blast wherever you're going. Step off in 1 second, but that's awesome. I didn't even know they had an abandoned zoo there. Again, I'm Belle Isle ignorant. We had a very so we had a family event there and no one gave me directions and I couldn't find it, so I just drove around and was like, wow, I'd like to come back to this place sometime. And I haven't been back since, but I want to. One of the things I always say I like about Michigan the best is that for the most part, there's not too many things that can kill me here. You know, no alligators or snakes or odd insects or anything like that necessarily. I want to see, is he still there? So I'm going to try to stay zoomed. I'm curious how close I can get to this guy until he reacts. Where is he? Where are you? I still alive, yeah, and still alive. I got a frog for you if I can show you, Ninja. I can't see because now that you said something, the comments are in the way. There he is. I want to see. Gosh, he is so camouflaged. All right, there we go. I'll ask its pronouns when I get there. So I'm about 4 feet away right now. Where did you go? There you go. There we go. The answer is 2.5 feet. All right. Is that stream over, Ninja? I'm assuming you're here. That you didn't get kicked out of being a mod. If I'm not mistaken, and this is one thing I'm actually surprised to have learned relatively recently in that I've known cardinals existed, but I know about them, and I'm a nature nerd, so I know a little bit of stuff. But additionally, my mom always talked and liked cardinals, but um, I forget, but I think basically male cardinals will turn to females, or that bird was flying right up on me. I love that. Let's see what we can get. I'm just gonna hang out here and hope we can get some of these while I'm talking. But what were we talking about? I blame you, Ninja. Oh, and I do have to grab my GoPro like Sharon reminded me. Oh, cardinals, yeah. I don't think it's females turn to males. I think it's the males that turn to females in times, certain times when basically there's not enough males. And what I'm curious about is I know that in that same regard, though, cardinals are sexually dimorphic. And the males tend to have larger size and the more pronounced red colors, which then leads me to ask, well, if they start to switch, does that reverse, or is it only done at an age where its reproductive system would adapt, and once that's past the stage it can't? I don't know. Those are all questions my brain goes to when thinking about cardinals. I was. Let's see. There you are, you big fat toad. So we have frogs over to the right, and as you can see, I'm glad I saw him. I was hoping to catch one. Not catch one, but catch one visually. Let's see if we got full time or if it turned off early. Looks like it ran its entire cycle, so I cannot complain. All right. Make my way back to my chair. Figure out what I'm gonna do. I may go in soon. Actually, when I want to check my battery, it's at 40%. So I got a little bit of time. I'm getting hungry. And speaking of cardinals, How was that stream, by the way? Anything informative? And is he out of the country right now doing all of that, or is he back and that's previously recorded? Because I thought something was like his last one was in Ireland and this one was someplace else too, it looked like. Awesome. Now's one of those times where I'm not eager to go inside, but I know I need to charge my phone eventually. I need to eat. I need to drink more water. And I should probably take a shower or a bath. I can't stink. I got my fresh new shirt on. Should I hang out for about 5 or 10 more and go in and get some food after that? It's a green heron. I'm gonna go backwards because I don't want to mess with them. That's that bird. That's a bird call I'm trying to identify, and it's right in this. Did it just fly off? I just saw a bird fly off. Sounds like that was it. That is awesome. I wish I had my Canon out right now. That's awesome, dude. So this is I don't know this one. I've only seen this one a few times. The one I normally see is the blue heron. Sorry, I was sitting and I got a big old wet butt. I'm sweating, it's so humid out here. I'm going to be wrapping up here. I'll take another 5 minutes and actually kind of pay attention now. If you have anything else to actually chat about. I'm going to kind of start putting my stuff together. It is incredibly humid out here. Holy cow. Ugh. cannot get that bird on video or film, man. Whatever it is. It's driving me crazy. Now I'm packing up for real. So if you're there, Ninja, I'm kind of done. I think. I am sore. Oh, I need a vacation. So I'm gonna bring that back. That's going on my head. It's been great hanging out. Sorry this wasn't the most eventful, but I enjoyed it. Hope you did. I think it's but I looked, it didn't sound like a killdeer. I don't know. Now I can hear it off in the distance. And that green heron is still just hanging out, man. That's awesome. I hope he's going to be frequenting this place this year. It's amazing. Say that even now I want to go in, but I don't want to. I'm hungry. I kind of have to pee. I said I'm sweaty and gunky from the humidity, and I don't want to go in. I'll leave that bucket. I'm gonna find out what that bird is. I have to schedule a garbage day this week. Yep, life is good. All right, I'm gonna wrap it up. I hope everything's going well with you. You're taking care of yourselves and the ones you love. Ninja, thank you for hanging out. I hate to hang up on you, but I'm about to do that. So I'll catch you whenever I catch you. I'll make it into some of those other streams. It's just if I have the chance to get out, that kind of prioritizes over this. Over this another mallard. Is it? Yeah, I just try to get out, so obviously. But I'll be in touch. I don't know when, but like I say, I'll be scheduling streams. So, oh yeah, in fact, I don't think I'm doing anything tonight. I'm just gonna totally veg out. It's been a long week with the kids, getting out, my nephew being here, getting out. Like I say, always trying to get out, and I do gotta rest sometimes, and I don't do enough of that. So I may actually do that. That's at 9 o'clock today, right? Eastern time, if I'm not mistaken. All right. If I'm not passed out, I will be there. So don't kick me out. Take care. I'll see you there.